Welcome to the Coastal Catalogue. And today we are here on the Cumbrian coast to look at a Bronze Age mystery. When is a barrow not a barrow? And don't worry, as well as some Bronze Age goodness for all of you Bronze Age freaks out there, we've also got a good helping of mumbo jumbo. First off, we need to understand the geography, the lay of the land, so to speak. So behind me here we have the sea. If we come round here, we can see the beach, and then hopefully behind me you can see Black Combe, an outlier of the Lake District. Now, between the heights of the mountains over there and the sea here, we've got a coastal plain, and it's that coastal plain that we're going to go and have a look to. As well as Bronze Age monuments, we've got monuments to the 21st century here. I don't know if you can see over behind me there, we've got the obligatory wind farms. Way out to sea over there is I think it's one of the largest wind farms in the country. But I'm not going to say anything more about that because I don't want to be showered by orange confetti. Nice breakers, and as is becoming commonplace on the channel, our mystery today is very much sparked by those pesky 18th century antiquarians. So we're going to have a 21st century YouTube antiquarian take a look at this. As well as the lofty heights of Black Combe, we've also got Lacre Bank here, a lower range of fells, and that has a role to play in the story we're going to unpack today. So follow me as we venture onto the coastal plain. As we make our way to the site that we're going to have a look at, I just wanted to ask any small YouTube channels who follow us if they've noticed a drop in their viewing figures since YouTube announced the cut in the monetisation threshold from 1,000 subscribers to 500 subscribers. Ours have dropped by about a third. We're still getting our subscribers viewing, but we're not getting so many new views, suggesting that the algorithm is against us. A conspiracy theory, perhaps, for Richard Vobes. As we head to our destination, you'll see that I'm walking through these fairly manicured fields, but there are clues to the ancient landscape here, such as this reed field ditch there, and the reeds that you can see in the field there. And that's because in ancient times, in the Bronze Age, this coastal plain had a very large moss or mere on it, like a sort of a tarn by the sea. Up there you will see Lacre Bank, which hopefully I remembered to mention earlier. We're not going there today. I do have a wife to attend to, and it is restricted access. It's not open access up there. There's one footpath. The complex of stone circles up there are quite difficult to see, but they are important, I think, Neolithic and Bronze Age structures. So we've got stone structures, stone circles up there on the hill. We've got the coast over there, and we're down here in the moss. Walking along the edge of this field here, our destination is coming into view. Can you spot it? Over the years, they, presumably by that we mean experts, have found countless offerings in this landscape. So Bronze Age and Neolithic things that were hurled into the mere, into the moss, as presumably as votive offerings. And finally, here we are. I give you the giant's graves. Do forgive the informality, but it is sweltering today. Two superb Bronze Age monuments made out of unhewn granite and placed here with a perfect sight line between the Lacra complex up there on the hills and the coast. Just over 4 metres apart. One is just over 3 metres tall, the other is just under 2.5 metres tall. They're fine Bronze Age monuments stood here in this field, and clearly we have some mumbo jumbo in their name, the Giant's Grave. And there's more mumbo jumbo. It is said that if you lay on the ground here, I'm not going to do that, and listen, you can hear the ringing bells of an ancient lost medieval church the devil smashed up or something like that. And if you were paying attention earlier, I mentioned a mystery. Well, the mystery is that in the 18th century, an antiquarian describes these two stones as being on the top of a barrow or a tumulus. And as you can see today, they are not on top of a barrow or a tumulus. The antiquarian also refers to the remnants of a stone circle, which is now nowhere to be seen. I guess the insinuation from modern experts is that the antiquarian's report is telling us that there was a barrow here, these are on the top of it, and that barrow has subsequently been demolished. Well, I can tell you there is a slight raising in the ground here. It is very, very slight. It's to this side here of the stones. So maybe he was right, maybe this is a barrow and these stones were to the side of it. If we bring the camera down low there, I don't know if you can see that sort of swelling there in the ground. There's definitely something going on there. The 1749 antiquarian does actually describe the barrow or the tumulus as small. I think it's actually still there and people have been overlooking it all these years. Experts. And there probably was more here back in the 1700s. There are interesting lumps of stone lying around all over the place here. So possibly, yes, I don't dispute that there was a stone circle and other monuments here back then. But I suspect that these are where they have always been. But the idea that the stones were buried in the barrow, which I have seen suggested, I think can be disproven quite easily. On this stone here, there are a series of cup and ring type marks running there. So if this was underground, why would they be there? And there's another cup mark on this one here. Now look at how low that is down. So if this was buried under the ground, why, well, just why would that be? It's quite patently nonsense. I think these stones are where they've always been. I'm hoping that this shot will show you that both of the stones have these angled tops. They are sloping in the same direction, and according to the megalithic portal, that marks it's a precise alignment with the lunar precision eclipse, whatever that is. And if giants' graves and medieval churches that have been buried by the devil wasn't enough mumbo jumbo for you, take a look at this. This is very popular with mumbo jumbo fans. This stone has a face upon it. You can see this is the nose here, and the eyes here, and the mouth. One of the theories, which I think is quite credible, is that these stones are marking a route through the mountains to the coast. And if I scroll round there, you can see how they are lined up with this valley between the ranges of the fells. I quite like this idea of the stones marking a route down from the high ground down to this coastal plain where they throw votive offerings, because they did like to do that, didn't they, into the mere. And then who knows, maybe they then went on further down to the coast and venerated the sea or something. Let's go aerial then to unpack this. You can see a clear causeway running through the Giant's Grave there, and ring ditch enclosures indicating how important this site was back in the Bronze Age. And if we come up, we'll get the sense of Lacra Bank there with its stone circle complex and the way through between the hills. Oh, that's his eye there. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please like and subscribe and join us on our weekly adventures. But as it is, that's the end of this week's edition of the Coastal Catalogue, so it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him.